that point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. I promise you, where you're getting your best results will always lean towards your unique ability. Ultimately, what you focus on will define your identity. It will move from I can't do this, I don't have this, to I am not this. It doesn't take long for I don't have money to become I am poor. What you focus on ultimately will shape your sense of identity, because what you believe is what you become.
Whenever Dr. Sam speaks, your mind is going to be blown. Nothing less than what he always delivers.
He still doesn't run out of inspiration. Every time you listen to him, you're still inspired.
He's been doing this over many years. It's like he doesn't age doing it.
Just by mere meeting him, he has shifted my capacity.
Energetic, engaging, and filled with a lot of revelation and information that can change your life and move us from where we are now to the next level. Dr. Sam Adeyemi is the real deal.
It is when we find ourselves in very difficult circumstances, impossible circumstances, that actually is when our best potentials are released. We're tougher than the tough times.
My experience was great.
This event was a fantastic event. It shifted me to the next level. Excellence, content was really powerful.
I enjoyed every minute of Shift. It was amazing, transformative. I particularly enjoyed Dr. Sam's session.
This was a world-class conference. I don't think I was really ready for the transformation that really happened in the room. All the speakers were so amazing.
My experience at the Shift conference was honestly mind-blowing. It's a blessing, honestly, to be here, and I'm really glad I've been able to participate in this year's Shift conference.
Shift.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Shift conference. Before I say anything, please can we put our hands together for Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
I was on a salary of 30,000 naira a month, and I asked myself, Gabriel, what else can you do to earn 30,000 naira a month? If I can sell one truck of diesel, I'll make 30,000 naira a month. When you have a strategy, you implement it.
You must be intentional about building strategic relationships. The power that you have is not absolute in the space, because you must control the space to work, to support you, to deliver value. Hard work is good. I didn't say don't work hard, but working smart is better. Working smart is about maximizing productivity using every resource that is available to you.
Your mindset is like a compass. If it's off just a little bit, it's going to take you a lot of time to reach your goal. See, money is a tool. And so what I realized is if a person can change their priorities around their money, they could change their outcome. If they can change their mindset around their money, they could change their money outcome. Our financial outcomes is a derivative of our money behaviors.
You cannot travel within and stand still without. When you see cannot, that's riding on a principle. If I could push the inside, the outside is designed to do everything possible to catch up with it.
It gives us great pleasure to unveil to you, reveal to the world for the first time, his latest book titled Shifts. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the Shift conference. Before I say anything, please can we put our hands together for Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
I was on a salary of 30,000 naira a month, and I asked myself, Gabriel, what else can you do to earn 30,000 naira a month? If I can sell one truck of diesel, I'll make 30,000 naira a month. When you have a strategy, you implement it.
You must be intentional about building strategic relationships. The power that you have is not absolute in the space, because you must control the space to work, to support you, to deliver value. Hard work is good. I didn't say don't work hard, but working smart is better. Working smart is about maximizing productivity using every resource that is available to you.
Your mindset is like a compass. If it's off just a little bit, it's going to take you a lot of time to reach your goal. See, money is a tool. And so what I realized is if a person can change their priorities around their money, they could change their outcome. If they can change their mindset around their money, they could change their money outcome. Our financial outcomes is a derivative of our money behaviors.
You cannot travel within and stand still without. When you see cannot, that's riding on the principle. If I could push the inside, the outside is designed to do everything possible to catch up with it.
It gives us great pleasure to unveil to you, reveal to the world for the first time, his latest book titled Shifts.
My experience was great.
This event was a fantastic event. It shifted me to the next level. Excellence, content was really, really powerful.
I enjoyed every minute of Shift. It was amazing, transformative. I particularly enjoyed Dr. Sam's session.
This was a world-class conference. I don't think I was really ready for the transformation that really happened in the room. All the speakers were so amazing.
My experience at the Shift conference was honestly mind-blowing. It's a blessing, honestly, to be here, and I'm really glad I've been able to participate in this year's Shift conference.
Shift.
Hello everyone, we've had an amazing experience here in Dubai at our C-Suite High Impact Strategy Retreat for executive leaders. The sessions have been powerful, delegates from several countries have been here, the conversations have been amazing, the relationships powerful, and we just got a huge experience, right? It's been refreshing and life-changing. Watch out for the dates for our C-Suite retreats for 2026 and the locations. Promises to be life-changing. See you soon.
This year's experience has been amazing, phenomenal.
Everything here is done excellently.
The food was great, wonderful people, learned a lot. I'm so excited and I can't wait to be back next year.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Leadership Live for today. How has your day been? I hope it's been as exciting as mine. Yes. Wow. Good to see you here again. Dixon from Benin City and Temitope Rao from Ogun State. Yes, the James Pepola show. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. Minstrel Justin and Saka. Kenny from Ekiti. Right? Wow. Thank you, Africa, for reposting. Well, this is a leadership movement, right? We are a community of people all over the world who agree that leadership is very, very important. They say in the business world, the fish rots from the head. I say, when you look at an animal, you know. When you look at a mammal, you know where the head goes, that's where the rest of the body goes. So some of us claim this blessing in the Bible that God will make you the head and not the tail. Well, the head is where the thinking happens. It's where the decisions are made. The tail is not part of decision making. It only goes where they drag it. So being the head describes leadership. It's important. Where the leaders go, that's where the rest of the world goes. And then in our community, we say we have busted the myths, the belief that only few people are born to lead, everybody else is born to follow, that leadership is only tied to position, and it's only the people at the top in government and in our businesses, those are the leaders. We busted that a long time ago. The discussion in leadership circles has changed.
leadership is simply ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. Ability to influence, and we've discovered everybody has that ability. Everyone. To influence is to alter the state of somebody or something. Alter the state. Smile at someone and see what will happen. Instantly, their faces will break up with a smile, except if the person is a wicked person. Right? All of us have the potential for influence, but because most people don't believe it, most leadership potential lies dormant. And then we see ourselves as victims of the people who have built and who have deployed their own influence. In our community, we are building our leadership capacity, our potential, our influence potential and capacity, and we are deploying our influence. Okay, so that's why we start from here, right? Repost or share the link to this broadcast right now. That is influence. Only God knows who's going to be some CEO or governor or president tomorrow. And this may be the best investment you made in their lives. Leadership is that one thing that a lot of people do without having been taught how to do it. Right? Leadership is a skill. It can be learned. Leadership is a science and an art. Yeah, and that's what we do here in our community, right? Okay, so please go ahead and repost and or retweet or whatever. share. Okay, let's do that right now. Let's share. Let's share. Let me get on my X and repost. All right. So whatever platform you're joining us on, thank you for joining us. Please go ahead and invite someone to join us right now, because our discussion today is really important. Thank you. Can you share the city and country you're joining from, especially if it's your first time, right? We'd like to know. Thank you, Tumi from Botswana, for joining us, and Sam from Enugu. Good to see you again. Naomi from Port Harcourt, and Emmanuel from Kogi State. Temitope, good to see you, right, from Wales. Our regular. Blessing from Bloomington in Illinois is our regular. Good to see you again. Yes, Oluwakemi, good to see you. All right. Yes, Pastor Tim Baker, thank you for joining us again from Chicago. Whoa, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yes, Elishama from Ogbomoso, thank you. Elishama calls me Mr. Shift. Thank you. Yes, James Kupola is joining us from Lagos. And Akintomiwa from Ekiti State, Nigeria. Mangai, Kaduna, Nigeria. Mistral, Ilori, Nigeria. Rotimi is in Atlanta. Oluwatobi is in Kwara State, Nigeria. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Atiba, Volatito, Jeremiah, Akimpelumi. Thank you, Clara. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Olutele. Olukayode is attending from Bathgate in Scotland. Thank you for joining us. Good to see you, Daniel Emmanuel. Good to see you again. Michael Anthony, Benin City. Janet Parker. Good to see you. My sister from Indiana. Thank you. Eniola Success is in Lagos. Amazing. Okay. Lifted Television is Akure. Adetayo in Lagos. Christine in Lagos. Dwayne in Lagos. Kennedy in Benin City. All in Nigeria. Fantastic. Gift is joining us from Cyprus. Yeah, good to see you again. Andrews is joining us from L'Aquila in Italy. See, this is a global event. If it's your first time of joining us, a very special welcome to you today. Special one. Ibironke is in the UK. Tunde in Lagos, Abigail in Lagos, Godwin in Jos, Adeyinka in Jos, Daniel in Lagos Island, Shola in Lagos, Chinyere in Lagos, amazing. All in Nigeria. Olabanji is in Quebec, in Canada. Thank you. Good to see you. Yes, in Olaito. Tario is in Oshogo. Gideon from Nigeria. Felix Bede, Iyagbede in Kogi State. That's amazing, right? Amazing. That's my state in Nigeria. Jacob, Lagos, Nigeria. Modupe is in Ireland. Amazing. Thank you, Pastor David. Thank you, Ebi in Lagos, and Ajong in Cross River State. Thank you, Oladako, for joining us from New Jersey and Ripley. Dolph is in the UK. Thank you, Peter in Asaba, Nigeria. Thank you, Grace in Ogun State. Adebola is attending from Stoke-on-Trent in the UK. Kola is in Scotland. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Daniel, Nigeria. Dr. Laliko, good to see you again from Toronto, Canada. Good to see you. Dr. Temitope, thank you for joining. Janet from Benue State. Jesutosi, Nigeria. Udele is in Ikorodu, Lagos. Amazing. Oh, Philip says, I've been battling with poor network. I can't hear properly. Thank you for joining us all the same. The good thing is you can watch it again, right? Yes, you can join it again, watch it again, likely on the platform where you are, but especially on LinkedIn and on YouTube. Amazing. Thank you, Giants Assembly, Dominique in Calabar, and David in Port Harcourt, Honorable Pedro. Thank you for joining us. Aurelua from Indiana. Amazing. Yes, Pastor Shea, I see you from Lagos. All right, thank you for joining us for the first time. Robert is in Ibadan, Oluwafemi in Abuja, Phillips in Oka. Thank you, it's your first time. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Hemstone from Kenya. Amazing. See, Fanelia is in Benin Republic, and we really appreciate that. We really appreciate that. Sholai Loris is also joining us. It's his first time from California. We appreciate that. Thank you. Omogori Bode is in Mowe, Ogun State. Thank you for joining us too. Thank you. Joseph Ola, Temitope in Lagos. Thank you so much, everyone. All right. So let's get into our discussion, right? Let's get into our discussion for the day. We've been discussing about leadership development, right? Leadership development. So the point is, the most valuable assets on this planet are human beings. If you want to experience growth geometrically, learn to work with people, learn to build teams. The great evangelist D.L. Moody said, I would rather put 10 men to work than do the work of 10 men. That's why I put on social media today that the person that is working with 10 men will always beat the person that is trying to do the work of 10 men alone in terms of results. Many years ago, when our own organizations were still so small in size and I was struggling to grow them, I had the opportunity of traveling with my mentor, Dr. David Oyedepo, and I saw, we went to, one of their branches. They were having a conference, and literally I could just see that my mentor had dreams, and his own dreams had become reality right before his eyes. So, you know what I did? I asked him a question in the car. I said, sir, I can see that you had dreams and that your dreams have become reality. I said, I also have dreams. And I have a big question for you. How do I turn my dreams to reality? How do I turn my dreams to reality? He said, manpower. There's a reason why it is called manpower. No man, no power. He said, what I have done is to train people. Train people. So he said, whenever I get any ideas, whenever God gives me an instruction to embark on any project, he said, the next thing I think about is who to delegate it to. Who to get delegated to, right? So that's it. Do you have anyone to delegate your assignment to? Have you consciously cultivated people, invested in people? This thing that I'm talking about not only makes the difference between individual leaders, it makes or career people or professionals or entrepreneurs. It makes the difference between organizations. It also makes the difference between nations. If you want to find out why some nations are more prosperous than others, please find out about the educational system. Find out about the investment that the nation makes into the capacity of the citizens, into the quality of their thinking, into their skills, their capacity to not only just solve problems, but create solutions, right? Create products, create services that meet needs. You will find the difference in that. So we've said leadership development is so important, so powerful for us as leaders. And we said in the last 2 weeks, on the job training is the first way you do leadership development, right? On the job training. In fact, experts say that's like 70%. Okay, that's like 70% of leadership development on the job training, right? Delegating assignments to people, challenging them, giving them goals or targets to meet, giving them projects to manage. And then the second one we said is mentoring. And we discussed that last week, mentoring. That is so important. A successful person guides another, into the development of skills and character. Guides them to also succeed. It's powerful. And experts say that's like 20% of leadership development. And then there's formal training. Formal training. You've got to have, you've got to take people through formal instructions, right, on how to do things. Don't give people work to do without teaching them how to do the job. I believe that's clear, right? Right, sure. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Temitope from Lagos, joining us for the first time. Thank you. Good to have you here, right? And Rocky from Ondo State, and Fidelis from Anambra State of Nigeria. Popsin is in Birmingham, UK. Thank you for joining us. God's gift. Thank you, Eugene. Matthew is in Akwa Ibom, Mayo in Ekiti State. Ganiyu is joining us from Cote d'Ivoire. McDonald from Kaduna. John Kieran from Lagos. Geoffrey in Abuja. Clara joined us from the UK. Thank you, everyone. Terence is in Cameroon. Like I said, this is a global event. Abraham in Benin City. Thank you for joining us, Rocky. It's your first time. Thank you. Good. Ojong is asking, what are the basic principles of leadership? Well, I'll give you time to ask questions. Just wait, right? Later on. The James Kupola show says, welcome our first timer. This is for you. So it's offering popcorn and drinks, the digital popcorn and drinks in the chat room. Thank you, Daniel from Ghana. Amazing. Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you, Dapo. Love you too. Oluwato says in Kent, UK. Thank you, Mountaintop Encounters. First timer from the USA. Thank you for joining us. Oladapo in Abuja. My friend Ambrose in California says your new book, Shifts, is excellent. Thank you, Anne. Anne went into the Barnes & Noble at Ventura, California last week and saw copies of Shifts, and she did a video, right, which she posted on social media. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Linus joined us from Yola and Darlington from Port Harcourt. Sheun, Lagos, Tosi, Bado, Michael, Port Harcourt. Anita joined us from South Africa. Fantastic. Solomon from Oyo. Austin from Lincoln in the UK. This is amazing. So sorry if I can't call your name right. Sorry if I didn't get to call your name, but formal training is important, right? Because it directly improves people's skills. It directly improves people's skills. We say in the impartation of knowledge in an organization that knowledge comes in two forms. There is explicit knowledge and there is tacit knowledge. Explicit, right? Explicit means it's obvious, right? It's easy to understand, it's clear, it's open, right? So explicit knowledge is the one you can put in the curriculum. Everybody needs that. That's why we all went to school, right? Can be put in the curriculum, it is structured, and it is transferred into somebody's hands. Someone. Usually you get the basic principles that guide anything from there. However, the tacit one is difficult to codify like that. It's those varying circumstances, unpredictable. I studied as a civil engineer, right? Basically, and I got the basic understanding of how to construct buildings and roads and bridges from school. However, when I got on the site, when I got a job as a site engineer, it was a construction of a huge, complex set of courts and for the government. And my supervisor, who could father me, right? He had been on sites for decades. He had the tacit knowledge. When we confronted something on the site, he would say, something that was unpredictable, right? Said, I remember when we were on so-and-so site, we encountered a similar challenge. This was how we resolved it. Okay, let's try this, right? Now that's tacit. It's experience. Like they say, you don't buy it in the market, right? So the explicit one is still important. It's foundational. So you've got to send members of your team on training when you can, right? Specific training for specific skills in different areas. It could be in HR, it could be in finances, it could be in team building, it could be in project management, specific skills that they need that would increase their capacity and their output. Before you can even afford to send people on training, you need to have your own in-house training. Oh yeah. As a leader, of course, you must be reading. Or maybe you just attended this live event and you were taking notes. You get to your team tomorrow and then 30 minutes or 1 hour, you tell them, look, before we start work, we do this. Or you actually should have regular meetings, and you can use meetings. Meetings can be really time wasting sometimes and boring. Leverage your meetings. I do that with our teams. I take the first 30 minutes or so and I teach something that I just learned from a book, right? And then I take questions and so on, turn it into a learning moment, right? Yeah, so formal training is very important. It helps people to develop skills. Some of those skills include decision-making, communication, and there's one that is very important, strategic thinking. Strategic thinking. In fact, I think I have a free course. I have a course online. We have a course online on strategic thinking. And I think there's a part of it, maybe the first part, that is free. If you look on the link tree on my social media, the link on my social media is to my link tree. When you look on the link tree, you likely see something there for strategic leadership. It's very important. See, up to some level in any organization, it's operations that you do. Operations. When you enter executive grade, your job changes. You need a completely new set of skills. And what you need is strategic leadership. But many organizations don't teach people how to be strategic, right? So people think they're jobless, just running meetings, reading reports, running meetings, reading reports, checking figures, and so on. That's the job. The place where the organization moves is inside here, right? So formal training helps people to develop strategic leadership or thinking capacity like that. And I'm telling you, as people improve retention, it improves retention. Because I tell people that serve in our organizations, the greatest reward you will get will not be the salary you get at the end of the month. It will be the person you become in the process of serving with us here. Serving here must take you towards where you are going in life, as much as it takes our organization where we want our organization to go. So when people become more, they become people that they were not before they came to serve with you. I promise you, you're likely to keep them for a long time. Their engagement is likely to be high, right? They process better. Their self-awareness improves. Their self-esteem improves. So formal training is really, really important in an organization. Thank you for joining us. Oladapo from Abuja. Yes, I mentioned earlier, right? Yes. And Matthew from Lagos, Taiwo from Padon, Michael Port Harcourt, Anita South Africa. Yes, I mentioned you before. Solomon Oyo. Yes. Gabriel joined us from Abuja. Miriam, thank you. From London, UK, thank you. Kingsley from Sweden, thank you, right? Thank you. Jeremiah, thank you. Thank you. Faith City International, Mina, thank you for joining us for the first time. We really appreciate. Thank you, ABSL Fashion Institute. Good to see you again. Yes, I recognize. Thank you. Michael also joining for the first time from Port Harcourt. Thank you. Phillips, also first timer. Thank you. Joseph from Josephuna Kano Luafemi in Canada. Wow. Thank you. Harmony from Benue State. Thank you, guys. Raphael, first time from Lagos. Oludare, first time from Oyo State. Lifted from Ibadan. Thank you. Michael from Lagos. Etido from Uyo. Thank you. Festus from Lagos. Bomi from Lagos. Freedom from Bayelsa State. David from Taiwo from Bristol, UK. Good. Thank you, Shalom. I'm good. Simon, thank you. Love you too. Thank you from Abuja. Amazing. Okay, so thank you, Deepo from Epe, Charles from Zambia, Nam from Greenwich. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Rosemary from Cameroon. Wow. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. We try not to stay too long because we know it's night already in some parts of the world. And it's not all leadership development efforts that work, right? It's not all leadership development efforts that work. Some fail. some fail. If leadership development is going to work, you've got to have clear objectives. You've got to assess people, right, that serve with you from time to time, or assess your whole team from time to time and determine where the gaps are. So you've got to have clear goals. Sometimes it's amazing. Some organizations actually send people on training as a reward. Oh, no, training is not a reward. Training is increasing. It's an investment. Training is an investment in the capacity of your team to achieve your goals. So you're going to have clear objectives for the training. And the training needs to be in alignment with the organization's goals. So lack of alignment with the organization's goals, that's another reason why leadership development efforts fail, right? Yeah. And then sometimes we send people on training, they come back, we don't debrief them. What did you learn from there? And they don't have any support. Even when they want to apply the things that they learned, they don't have any support, right, for applying what they learned. Oh, yeah. We experienced that many years ago when we started our Daystar Leadership Academy in Nigeria. And some people came, of course, our training is mind shifting, right? Paradigm shifting. And then so we'll get back to the organizations and meet with serious resistance from the leadership. Serious resistance from the leadership. Well, there's no point sending people on training if you're not going to listen to them. But they're going to learn something new. They're going to come back different. They're going to have new ideas, right? So people need support if they are going to apply the things that they learned in training. All right. Before I take the questions, I have a very important announcement to make. Very important. See, our team has been working on one of what I would call one of my most ambitious projects till date. One of my most ambitious projects till date. And I promise you, I've been working on very ambitious projects for the last 31 years. In fact, 31 years ago, I experienced some serious disappointments, right? Which included applying for a British visa and being refused, and then, in fact, right after that, soon after that, I applied for a visa to go to Kenya, and my application my form was returned. Eventually, I got it, but for me, it was like, what is this? All right. So my response was just to pray desperately because the things were not rosy for me at all. I was trying just to be able to even live a basic, comfortable life. The amazing thing, I prayed, and the inspired idea that I received was to teach people how to succeed. It was shocking. I wanted to succeed. Okay, I wanted my life to be better. I wanted my life to improve. That was what I was looking for. The inspired idea that came to me was to go teach people how to succeed and to leverage the media, and conferences and information products. So I did not even know anyone at close range who was on radio or who was on TV. And I felt strongly on going on radio first. And I went for it. You know what? Whenever I have a clear idea about what I want to do, I don't mind experimenting. I don't mind trying. I give it a shot. I've done it with passion. I started with passion, and I'm still as passionate as ever about getting people's lives to change. It would be years later before I would read what Zig Ziglar said. You can get everything you want in life if you would help enough other people to get what they want. Boom. You can get everything you want in this life if you would help enough other people. Take the focus away from yourself, put it on other people. That was what happened to me 31 years ago. So I went on radio, started our broadcast, Success Power. Oh my God. This time, 31 years ago, I was meeting with professionals, asking how to go on radio, how to record, how to go to the studio and record, how to write my scripts and things like that, prepare it. So since then, I've leveraged a few platforms. And the first one is that Success Power. I've done it on radio, done it on TV. We've run conferences. We also, at the same year, started the church. In fact, at the end of this week, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the church, Daystar Christian Center, Lagos, Nigeria. Daystar has been my opportunity to test the success principles, test the leadership principles, and it's phenomenal, right? What has happened? In the process, I saw that at the highest level of success, you actually empower other people to succeed, and that's what we call leadership. I became passionate about leadership because I just saw the huge gaps all over the world, basically in Nigeria, where I grew up, and then everywhere. Huge leadership gaps and millions of lives being affected. I took interest in leadership, started a leadership school, because that was what I was asking myself. If leadership is such a huge need, why don't we have a leadership school? And that was in Nigeria, right? So we started the Daystar Leadership Academy. The results have been outstanding. Through Success Power, we have reached millions of people on radio, millions of people on TV. We've run so many conferences. Through Daystar, we've reached millions of people, right? Hundreds of thousands physically, many more, right? Daystar was running a broadcast on TV that was reaching almost practically every country in the world, millions of people. The broadcast was called Excellent Leadership, right? The Daystar Leadership Academy now has over 55,000 alumni who came through leadership training, graduates, one of the largest leadership schools to come out of Africa. I've gone all over the world speaking, so many countries, so many conferences, had the opportunity to speak at the Global Leadership Summit in Chicago, right? 2015 and 2017, one of the largest, if not the largest leadership conference in the world. 10,000 people were present physically, and the conference was transmitted live to about 400 centers in the US and Canada, live. And then after the conference, they translated the sessions into over 50 languages. And my session was shown in over 100 countries. Phenomenal, right? I've gone about empowering people and helping them to succeed with passion. So today I live a very fulfilled life. Why? Because of the many stories of transformation that I have had. Many. From the very first broadcast on radio, right? First broadcast, there was a gentleman, a journalist, who traveled a long distance to get to our office, said that broadcast, and I still remember the topic was the power of persistence, right? 8th of February, 1995. The gentleman said he had made up his mind to take his life, and that it was that broadcast that saved his life, that he was not going to die anymore. Should I tell you of another instance where there was a woman who who was so down and out, frustrated. She was actually looking at a bottle of poison. And she had my voice on radio. This is not the time to die. This is not the time to give up. There's still so much to your life. Don't do it. Da, da, da. And it was like, what? As if she was wondering if I was seeing her from the radio, and she stopped. It's phenomenal. But beyond that, there is also the testimonial that was told our manager when he went to Gambia, because we were running our broadcast on radio and TV on Gambia. And at that time, I'm not sure what it is like now, but they had this national TV that most people in the country watched. And they said this particular day, they did not know the president of the country was watching. When the broadcast ended, he called the station and told them to repeat the broadcast so the whole country could watch it again. That's phenomenal. What do you think? It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I don't think there's anything that is more fulfilling you could do with your life than helping other lives to be transformed. Honestly, there have been amazing individual testimonials. Oh, Miriam says, I was 15 years old when I started watching Success Power every morning while I did my morning chores as a teenager back then in Kaduna. Thank you, Miriam. Woo! Thank you. At our Shift conference in Maryland, USA, on September 13, Mr. Segun Otulano was one of the speakers, and he shared a bit of his story. He was 16 when he heard me for the first time speak at his parents' church in Lagos, Nigeria. And that day he just decided to change his life and said he was so inspired, and then began to listen to me on radio on Success Power. He came to the US at the age of 18 to go to college. And he said that experience, that encounter with me had such a huge impact on him. He read the book, average of one book per week for 20 years. He graduated college, worked a bit, started his business. He's a software engineer, started his business in Alabama. And he started businesses, right? And one of them grew so much that they exited. He sold it for $1.25 billion in 2021. He shared the story live himself. It's phenomenal. We asked him to come and tell us how to make big shifts. These are amazing stories. Success Power, Daystar Leadership Academy. We have loads and loads of such stories. There's a gentleman, sometime last year, I think, a multinational in Nigeria appointed a new CEO. So I saw the announcement in the newspaper and was thinking to myself, this guy is likely to be a member of Daystar. And then the next day, he sent me this DM, direct message on LinkedIn, sharing his story. Yes, I was correct. And talking about the impact that our training had on him. It's phenomenal. And where am I going with this? I've decided to take everything to a whole new level. Why? Because of what's going on in our world. So many disruptions going on in the world. So you have disruptions from government, from politics. You have disruptions in the economy. You have the big ones in tech, especially AI and so on. Our world needs leadership now more than ever. Now more than ever. Oh, wow. You heard of me from Apostle Suleiman? Oh, my God. Oh, Apostle Joshua Selman. Oh, wow. Thank you. God bless him. Amazing gentleman. Amazing gentleman. Adebola says, I encountered Dr. Sam as a teenager on Oshun Radio. Success Power was a program I was always eager to listen to every morning before going to school. Isn't that amazing? Thank you, Pastor Akwan, for joining us from Berlin for the first time. Eugene says, The Parable of Dollars was my first encounter with you. It's a very powerful book. I got that book from my dad. Amazing, right? So there's so many disruptions in our world, so much uncertainty. People need direction. People need guidance. We need leadership. We need leadership. Secondly, in our many experiences, now I've been coaching C-suite executives for several years now. And over time, I've come to realize that whilst many people think becoming successful will solve all their problems, the reality is that success comes with a new set of problems. There are fresh challenges, new ones that successful people experience. One common one, loneliness. The higher you go, the more difficult it is for you to find people that will even understand what you're saying. So they tend to be lonely, right? They need people like themselves, people at their own level, right? That will understand them. Then we found out the structure of their relationships change. The more successful you become, well, should I say they or us, right? Because I'm in that class. The structure of our relationships change. That exponential success puts other people under pressure. Human nature, people don't even know when they become envious, right? And then before you know it, somebody is betraying you somewhere or slandering you somewhere and so on. Somebody is angry with you for reasons that even you don't understand. At one of our C-suite training, a highly successful, entrepreneur shared his story. Their business had been successful. Now they were starting a new business, was a bigger one. They had designed the structure. All the people who were heading departments in the old organization were to move into the new one, right, and head the departments. They were planning all that. All of a sudden, all those heads of departments just resigned at once. At the same time, the man was stunned. His wife was stunned. The board of directors was stunned. What did you do? How did you offend them? He could not explain it. And he had invested so much in this. Those are the kind of challenges that leaders experience, right? So what I decided to do is to invest my time and energy with some visionary founders and C-level leaders. By C-level leaders, I mean C-suite, CEO, COO, CIO, CTO, CXO, right? I want to invest over the next few years, just invest a good chunk of my time, attention, and energy with visionary founders and C-level leaders who want to multiply their impact, their wealth, and their legacy. People who want to go beyond success, who want to make impact, who want to see the world change for the better. We call them value leaders. People who are out not just to make money, but to add value to life, to society, to our world, across Africa and the globe. This experience, what it's going to do, and it's going to be just 10 months every year, right? 10 months. So in 2026, it's going to run from February. This program is going to run from February to November, right? The first thing is it will be people in the same class. So you will have access. Those that are a part of the program will have access to a peer group that is curated to guarantee transformation accountability, and strategic collaboration. Just by belonging to that group, you'll make your money back, right? Whatever investment is made into the program will be made back 5 to 10 times, just because of the quality of people in the room. But of course, the major part to it is you have access to insights. These are going to be brilliant people talking together. The world seems to be getting darker and darker. We've got to put more light in it, right? We've got to throw in more light. We're going to put them on a platform, right? Where the people in the group will be in a community of just about 10 to 20 people, right? Not too many people. We'll have them like that, a few groups, but each person's group will be like 10 to 20 people, not too many people. And they'll be able to discuss, ask themselves questions at any time, 24/7. And they'll be able to share their wins with one another also. And then they'll have one-on-one access to me. And I think that's going to be powerful, right? It's going to be on 2 levels. Some people, we're going to meet together only twice in the year. Some others, we're going to meet together like possibly every month if they have the time. Now, these groups that I'm talking about, these people I'm talking about, will meet every month for 90 minutes, virtually, online, to discuss pressing issues that they are going through, right? Discuss what's going on in the environment and how they need to preempt possible challenges that are coming, how they can solve current problems that they're having, right? And each session will be recorded, so each person can replay it and learn from it. We're going to have a resource library where I'm going to be putting my frameworks, articles, and so any resources that will be useful for them, so the people who are a part of this program will have access. We will also have what we call guest expert masterclasses. We're going to bring some of the top leadership experts in the world and CEOs of organizations that have experience, entrepreneurs, who will spend time with the people in this group, answer their questions, and give them some guidance, right? We'll even bring people who are experts in wellness too and balance, because we don't want people to die before their time. We want our success to be balanced, right? Fantastic. And I'll tell you one more thing, and I'm really looking forward to that. At least 2 C-suite leadership retreats. At least 2 in some exotic locations. Okay? Possibly Dubai, Marrakech, maybe Cancun in Mexico or so, but there will be at least 2 of those retreats. It could be more, but at least 2 of those, and they're going to be luxury retreats. What we want is to bring everybody in the program together for vision expansion, right? If you think you've done something, you hear what somebody else has done, it expands your mind. And of course, people are going to be able to exchange opportunities. And definitely that's going to be part of it. Serious networking is going to go on. And I'm going to be there at those retreats, right? Now I'm going to stop talking in a few minutes. The big challenge is, having seen 55,000 people graduate through our leadership schools, having seen tens of thousands of people pass through the Star Christian Center, having, taught millions of people through the media, having over 3 million followers on social media. The painful part for me is it's going to be for a very limited number of people, 100. Not 101, 100 max. Again, because of the level of attention and energy and investment that I want to put into this group. Listen, I have not stopped in personal development. I have not stopped. There's a reason why I went to do a PhD. Doctor of Strategic Leadership. I want to serve leaders. I don't want to sit down somewhere and be complaining that people are not leading well. I know a lot of people in leadership positions. I've not read books on leadership. I've not attended training conferences. I want to be there, right, to support, but we can't take in more than 100 people. So we're going to have people apply. And then those, and we have a system first for sorting people out. Those that qualify will then conduct interviews. The interview is us interviewing you and you interviewing us to see whether there is a match, whether there is a fit, right? And whether there is a fit with the group. Very important. Where our team is going to be highly collaborative and mutually empowering. So there's got to be a fit. And then we're going to then grant people admission into this program, right? We're calling the program the Sam Adeyemi Mastermind. The Sam Adeyemi Mastermind. It's definitely, absolutely not for everyone. Again, people will need to apply. We will conduct interviews, and then we will admit people into this program. And once we start, we're not adding any single person until this time next year, right? The Sam Adeyemi Mastermind is an opportunity to scale your impact and your influence without you losing your soul. It's a 10-month journey for visionary leaders and founders who want to multiply their impact, their wealth, and their legacy across Africa and the whole world. I believe that I have unique perspectives from the amazing results we got in Africa to add to people from other parts of the world. And I've been operating both in Nigeria and from the US now for several years. So this promises to be really powerful. So you know what I want us to do today? I'm going to give an opportunity for people on this live program. And this is the first time ever I'm announcing this program, because this leadership live really, really matters to us. If you meet the cut, like I said, it's not for everyone. So I'm so sorry, but if you're a founder and your organization has a turnover of $1 million or more, then this program could be for you, okay? Or if you are a C-suite leader and you believe you are at a similar level in your organization, then you can have the opportunity to apply. Application is not open yet. So today I'm giving the opportunity for you to join a wait list. And what happens is when we open the application in about 2 weeks, it is the people on the wait list that will give the opportunity to first apply and run their interviews and get their own admissions before we make the announcement to other people, right? The announcement is going to be out there on LinkedIn and so on. But before we get there, we want to give people on this live, leadership live, the opportunity. So we'll display the link for the wait list. If you're part of that group, we will have to shut down a number of the things we're doing just to be able to focus on this group. 10 months through 2026, revolutionary, life-changing. We need people that will move from success to impact and to legacy, people who are ready to move from success to significance, people ready to scale their influence, positive influence on our world. I've dedicated my life to changing the world, making it a better place now for over 3 decades. We're taking it to a new level. Yes, please. Let's display the wait list, the link. Okay, so it's on my link tree, right? Or you can just write down or snap this link, linktr.ee/SamAdeyemi, linktr.ee/SamAdeyemi, and you will see Sam Adeyemi Mastermind waitlist there. Click on it, answer a few questions, and you will see whether you're a fit for the program. Then we'll put you on the waitlist. Application is not open yet, right? Application is not open yet. But when we open application, you'll be the first to have the opportunity to run your interview and sign up, to apply, do your interview, sign up before other people in the world. All right, good. The link is there on our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, direct link to the form. Okay, so there's a direct link to the form. You can screenshot it, you can do a screenshot and so on. All right. Questions? Let me look into the chat room. I think I have one or two already. I'm so passionate about seeing organizations change, seeing nations change. That's why I wrote the book Shifts. When you settle down to read it, you get to understand the power inside that book. It's secrets for, if you can change culture, you can create real change in our world. But then beyond putting it in the book, I actually want to hang out with some people and I want them to support one another. Brilliant people working together, collaborating to create massive changes over the next few years. All right. linktr.ee/SamAdeyemi. Please go there, answer a few questions and see whether you are able to even get on the wait list, okay? And then when it's time to apply, we'll send you a message. You will have the opportunity to apply first before other people around the world get to know. Dominion is asking, how does one handle such betrayal as witnessed by that leader you mentioned? We've experienced such in the ministry, maybe not at such scale. Okay, so one of the first questions that we ask is, are you sensitive to the changes that are happening to your relationships? You know, as you are succeeding, because you ask that about a ministry, and see, I've seen it happen to many churches, right? You start out small, everybody works hard, and then boom, church grows. And some church leaders are not sensitive to the fact that because of human nature, there'll be people in there, you know, who would see that success, that growth reflect on the status of, let's say, the pastor, right? Profile has changed. Of course, the fame comes with it, right? And then you see the person's face speaking at this conference and that conference, and then the person begins to travel around the country and then around the world. Obviously, the person's income profile has changed and so on. And some people don't know when they develop resentment or bitterness, right? And some people are not sensitive to that. So the question we ask participants is, can you recognize envy? How do you recognize when someone is becoming envious of you? We actually ask people in the room and they begin to contribute when someone begins to criticize you excessively. When someone feels sad when you share your success stories, right? When someone cuts you short while you are, you know, telling your story. When someone begins to copy everything you do, right? You just see that the person is unconsciously in competition with you, right? Yeah. So that's the first thing we say. Self-awareness. Be sensitive. Don't be naive, right? Be sensitive. Be sensitive to when small changes begin to happen in your relationships with specific people. And then, of course, we say, people ask, okay, so how do we deal with it? We say, well, you need to go and talk to the person, except if the person is an evil person. If the person is someone with whom you've had a good relationship over time, the first thing to do is, talk to the person, because some people are not conscious. It's unconsciously, they don't even know. They're beginning to resent you, they're beginning to criticize you, and so on, So if you draw their attention to it and they become self-aware, it's likely that they change, right? Secondly, we say you should check your own attitude. So you are becoming extraordinarily successful. Are you robbing your success in other people's faces? Listen, that's important, right? Because sharing your story sometimes can just be pure bragging, right? Arrogance. So you may want to temper your success with humility. Well, I hope those points help you a little bit. Thank you, Ayola. Ayola says, I started listening while I was in secondary school in 1998 as an SS2 student. Oh my God. That's high school, equivalent of high school in the US. And Ayola says, I'm now a PhD holder. Thank you. I've read Parable of Dollars, The New Revolution, and lots of your podcasts. Isn't that amazing? Dr. Ayola Bolaji, congratulations. This is inspiring. Yes, thank you, Fola. It reminded me, you didn't reference the impact of ELC, shifted lives over the years. The Excellence in Leadership Conference, we hold that in Lagos. We've been running it since 2008. Also phenomenal, right? Life-changing platform. Powerful speakers from around the world. Thank you for adding that. Huge, huge, huge. Okay. Rude Gig says, I've been following for some time now from Poland. Thank you for your teachings and inspiration. Wow. Thank you so much. That's so inspiring. That's so encouraging. Kenneth says, he's been listening to Success Power on AIT since he was a kid. Oludare says, we were always sneaking transistor radios to school to listen to Success Power. Oh my God. Thank you, guys. Just so encouraging. So encouraging. William says, I bought your book, The Parable of Dollars. If you see the book now, you won't believe it is your book, except for the cover, the title, and the author's name, because I have literally turned it into a diary. I was marking the inspiring statements you made there, and sometimes I would be overtaken by inspirational ideas too hot to start looking for a jotter and a pen. I have read that book from cover to cover for more than 11 times. Thank you so much. Oh my God. The Parable of Dollars is available on Amazon. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Let me find another question. This one from Kaide. How are you able to balance your life, all areas of your life, when you first started this great journey, considering the force of growth? It was hard. It was, I'll be very honest enough to admit that. I ran one assessment like that and I passed as a workaholic. I'll tell you one thing though, I'm grateful that I changed early. I'm grateful that I changed early. I'm grateful that I changed early. I used to go out to speak almost every day, especially in the Lagos area and sometimes in other cities. So the average day, I would leave home very early, drop our daughter at the daycare, because I wanted our office structure to be prim and proper from day one. So from day one, the few of us that were there reported for work at 8 a.m. and our office was the dining table in our house, right? And then 6 months later, we were able to find a building. And from there, I would go to speak and I would be returning home between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. in the night. By then, our daughter would be asleep, and then we had our son. I wasn't seeing them, and I was just feeling so uncomfortable about it. I was feeling the money from the speaking engagements was what was sustaining the family, so that was important. But eventually, I had to pray and think through it. And what occurred to me was that the children would not be young forever. They needed me when they were children. If I was not there for them, if I did not cultivate strong bonds with them, by the time they will be in their late teens, they will have many friends outside. They will not need me anymore. I would begin to chase them. Speaking, I knew that was my calling. I knew that was my gift. I knew that would be there forever. The world's problems would not all be solved by me alone. So I decided to cut down drastically on the number of invitations that I accepted so I could spend time with the children. Yep. So this is how you go about it. I learned this from Stephen R. Covey in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He says, when you are setting goals, don't just write a long list of goals. Define your roles. Maybe you're a father or mother, you're a husband or wife, you are still a son or daughter to your parents, you have siblings, so you're a brother or sister to them, you have, and then you are CEO in the office, and you are this and you are that. Just write all your roles and make sure when you set your goals that you cover all the roles. When it comes to prioritizing, make sure you do the first 1, 2, or 3 of the items under each role. Stephen R. Covey says you will have fulfillment. He says you'll never be able to do everything. There isn't enough time in the day to do everything. But if you cover all the different areas of your life, your roles, you will live a more fulfilled life. That's what I'd like to leave with you. David is asking about, as part of Daystar celebration, a website or portal access to the messages in Daystar. Okay, thank you. This is not a Daystar platform, but I get you. So I'm gonna communicate your request to the team at Daystar. Kaide says, how are you able to balance all areas of your life? Oh yeah, that's what I just did. I just addressed that. How can I get a copy of the book? I guess you're talking about The Parable of Dollars. It's available on Amazon. If you're in Nigeria, it's available at the bookshop at Daystar Christian Center, Ikosi Road, Oregon, Lagos, or Roving Heights Bookshop. Roving Heights, you can check them on Instagram. They're all over Nigeria, and they deliver everywhere in Nigeria. Right. Can any form of leadership lead to loneliness and big separation? What do you do during those moments? Okay, when you, let's say, leaders find themselves in crisis often. There is this bank executive, excuse me, this bank executive that I met at an event, and he told me his story. He was one of those that formed the bank. He was the director in the bank. And then somehow the others were not happy with him anymore. They had a meeting behind him and all agreed to force him out. So, and they informed him that he was no longer needed and they would pay him off. He said he was sad. He was broken. So he decided to go to a prayer camp to pray. In Lagos, he was driving and said he wanted to slot in a cassette, remember, in those days, in the cassette player, but it was the radio that was on. And then he had this soothing voice and decided to listen to it while driving. And I was speaking. And everything I said was just so apt for his situation. He said tears welled up in his eyes. When I said out our address, he said he stopped his car on the bridge, ran to the boat to get his note just so he could write the address. And he was seriously encouraged. And eventually later, he got another job that was even more powerful than the one he had before. It's amazing, right? So those things happen. So you ask, how can a leader be lonely? Sometimes you may lose your job, right? Or you may have an idea that people don't understand. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, the co-founder of Apple Corporation, was sent out of Apple Corporation at some point. Yeah. So I hope you get it right. What do you do during those moments? You need a very strong support group, right? If you have a spouse, that's why it's important you be careful who you marry. Just make sure there's alignment of vision and alignment of values, because you really need support at those times. Family members, friends that are supportive, you need them at those times, right? Good. Like I said, we don't like to keep people waiting. I know it's night already for some of us. Big question here, and maybe it's going to be our last one for today. Oh, by the way, George says, I bought the book Ideas Rule the World 15 years ago. It was a great blessing. Ideas Rule the World, one of the best books I've written. Ideas Rule the World. It's amazing. We are repackaging it at the moment when we're ready. You know, I checked this year and found out I wrote the book 25 years ago. It's amazing that I'm still hearing about it till now. So, well, I'm updating it at the moment. In the next few months, it will be available again worldwide, okay? So I'm taking Oluwasegun's question. What do you think could be done to cause great shift in Nigeria general elections? It's obvious we are not getting it right. So the problem that is affecting the elections is broader than the elections. It's the leadership culture. Okay, it's the leadership culture. So it's the kind of a culture where being a leader makes you much more powerful than the people you are leading. There's something called hierarchical distance in leadership. So in some parts of the world, that distance is very short. The distance between the leader and the led is short. So the led find it easy to hold leaders accountable. And that's much of what you have in Western economies. And amazingly, that has helped development a lot. But in most of the developing parts of the world, the hierarchical distance is very wide. In other words, the powerful are very powerful, the powerless are really powerless, right? And they're so weak, and the weakness is actually structured. It is intentional, it is created. They don't get much education. The economy is structured in a way that they have so little, so they focus a whole lot more on survival, you know, than on chasing power, right? And that makes them easily susceptible to manipulation. So I'm saying that structure, those dynamics, those are the things that affect elections in much of the developing world. So you notice, for example, the powerful, when somebody rises as opposition who is really strong and can upstage the people in power, sometimes they actually keep them in jail while the elections are running. And then for the masses, how do they sway them? They give them small amounts of money because they're hungry, right? They need money, right? So you'll notice the campaign issues are not around economy or such sophisticated topics, right? It's provision of basic needs, and then they just share money and share basic things. So that is what is going on, right? So we need to change the bigger problem by getting as many citizens as possible to adopt new values. So in much of the developed world or Western nations, you will find what you call equality as a major value. Like in the United States, The Constitution starts with, we adjudge this truth to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. That's a very powerful statement. Remember again the hierarchical distance. All men are not created equal in those systems. But if we can introduce that and everybody can believe that, it will change the structure of everything. Then the citizens will have self-esteem, enough esteem to even speak up about what's not going on right? And then demand. When majority of the people demand for certain things to happen, the people in leadership have no options if they don't want to lose their elections, right? So I hope you understand that. I hope I made sense a little bit. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We've kept you up long enough. Before we go, I'd like to remind you that my team and I are embarking on one of the most ambitious projects that we have executed to date. We are curating a group of only 100 people. We know we've influenced millions of people all over the world, but this program can take in only 100 people who will collaborate, support one another, create exponential growth, not only for themselves and their organizations, but who want to go beyond achieving success to making the world a better place. It promises to be phenomenal. And what you can do right now, I'm giving the first opportunity to people on this live event, knowing that we're all over the world, right, to get on the wait list. We've not opened applications yet because the spaces are, right, we have to compete for the spaces. The spaces are so few, people need to apply. And then for those that are cleared, we'll conduct interviews to see if there's a fit between us and the group. And then we'll admit people and we'll kick off, right? So please, if you, and this is what I'm saying, go to the wait list, right? But when you get to the form, you'll see it. You'll see, right? You need to qualify to get on the wait list itself. And then when application opens, it is people on the wait list that will give the first opportunity to apply. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this community. We'll see you again next Monday. Have an amazing week. And if you can, join us in celebrating the 30th anniversary of Daystar Christian Center this Wednesday, and then on Saturday, and then on Sunday, on all the platforms at Daystar NG or Daystar Christian Center. Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate you joining us. Have a beautiful evening, beautiful night, or if you're far away in Australia, have a good morning. Bye for now.
Hello, everyone. We've had an amazing experience here in Dubai at our C-Suite High Impact Strategy Retreat for executive leaders. The sessions have been powerful. Delegates from several countries have been here. The conversations have been amazing. The relationships powerful. And we just got a huge experience, right? It's been refreshing and life-changing. Watch out for the dates for our C-Suite retreats for 2026 and the locations. Promises to be life-changing. See you soon.
This year's experience has been amazing, phenomenal.
Everything here is done excellently.
The food was great, wonderful people, learned a lot. So I'm so excited and I can't wait to be back next year.